you're fat and lose 10 pounds, it doesn't feel as good as if you're lean and lose 10 pounds. I was actually having this conversation with a client of mine, a couple days ago, and I told him that I would make a video about this. And the scenario that I wanted to give, right? So for example, I am very much of the mentality that all of us should try to keep our body fat percentage at a healthy body fat percentage. Now that's gonna be a little bit different for each of us. But when I say healthy, I do mean by the blood work, and I do mean by your ability to move, your ability to maintain your blood glucose levels, all of these other things. So someone's like, oh, I'm healthy. You know, everything is air quote within normal limits, and your A1C, your average blood glucose, is on the high side. Your free testosterone levels are on the bottom side of low. Whatever this is, right? If you're barely getting by with your health and you're overweight, a lot of this stuff would be fixed by getting leaner. And so I'll get back on track with the story though, is that I told someone, like, think about it this way, right? And so I'll use a kind of average size female. Let's say you're a 5'4" female and you weigh 180 pounds and you're teetering on morbid obesity. If that female loses 10 pounds, depending on how she carries the weight and where she carries the weight, yes, she will feel different, right? She'll probably have a little bit more energy, probably feel a little less bloated, all of these things. But it's not a huge difference in the visual side, right? Like 10 pounds is a significant amount of weight, especially on a human that's fairly small anyway, but you don't see a drastic difference. Now, mind you, take this exact same individual, and instead of 40% body fat, let's say she's 25% body fat, and you pull 10 pounds off of that individual. So let's say instead of the 180, she starts off at 150 and moves down to 140. The difference in her appearance, because that 10 pounds is going to be such a drastic change in total body fat percentage, it's going to be visually super motivating for this individual if their goal is to get lean, right? It's going to be super motivating for that individual. She's going to look like a completely different person. Whereas if you take someone from 40% body fat or 42% body fat to 36% body fat, yes, that's a great thing for their health. But mentally, it's very, very difficult. And this is where so many people struggle who are really, really overweight. They're like, man, I've lost 15, 20 pounds. And the 20 pounds is a smaller human, obviously pretty much be able to see that across the board. But let's say it's a male, you know, and he's 280 pounds. He loses 20 pounds. He's down to 260. You don't really look a whole lot different. You still just look like a fucking fat dude, you know? And so this is why I tell people, like, just stay the course. If that number on the scale is continuing to move in a positive direction, great. But let's look at other markers first. Let's look at how you feel. Let's look at your blood work. Let's look at if we're tracking your glucose levels, let's look at your blood sugar level. Do you feel better? Do you have better energy? Are you sleeping better? If you're a dude and you're big, is your sleep apnea going away? Is your wife telling you you're not snoring as much and pissing her off by keeping her awake? You know, these sorts of things. And so those are the markers that I'll have those types of clients look at first, rather than how do you feel like you look? You know, because I know if someone's larger and they lose 10 pounds, you know, it doesn't really change a whole lot how you look. Whereas if you're someone who's fairly lean, like right now, I've lost, what am I? We're 3 weeks into this summer shred and I'm down 8 pounds. I can already tell pretty drastically, like especially my upper chest, I can already tell I'm leaner, right? My shoulders look rounder. I just look leaner everywhere because I don't carry a ton of extra body fat to begin with all year. And that's part of the plan. I do not let my nutrition and my calories get so out of hand that I accrue a ton of extra body fat, and then losing weight becomes this extremely daunting, detrimental task to me mentally, because I don't get very, very good results very quickly. I want it to be where as soon as I'm uncomfortable for a short period of time, whether that's with hunger or just being low calories or a bit lower energy in general, that the physical results start to carry over. So that way I could stay motivated. This is all tools in the toolbox of how to facilitate things in the direction that you want them to go. So remember that. A lot of the stuff that I say on here may seem wild or different or weird or whatever the case is. The thing is, if you want results that are different than the results that most people are getting, you have to do different shit. And for me, I've learned a lot of these things. You have to approach things mentally from a different perspective. You have to approach things physically from a different perspective. You have to approach things from an open-mindedness perspective a lot differently a lot of times. You know, some people, you go somewhere and people are like, oh, especially if you go to work or your break room or your fucking birthday party with someone or whatever, And you're like, I'm good. I'm not gonna, we're doing pizza and beer. You're like, I'm fucking good. I'm not having pizza and beer. And they're like, oh, well, that's not healthy for you. You should, you live a little. What's living a little? Being fucking miserable with what you see in the mirror, fucking having shitty ass blood work and being diabetic. Fuck that. I'm trying to be healthy and shredded all the time. Love y'all. Happy Sunday.